Hello and welcome to a catch-up recap for Playins Division B. Sorry that I haven't been around too much. It's just been, well, I'm sure everyone's struggling with COVID and things like that, and it's just been relatively busy. So I haven't had a huge amount of time to do this kind of thing. But so, I think I'd covered pretty much week one. I think I did some. I may not have done. I think I didn't cover one of these games. I can't remember which one. Possibly the Nurgle one. So week one, 3 wins going out. Spanish Influencer, Testudines and Diogo Benito all won their games. Week 2, Amazons continue to do well. Unsurprisingly, Nurgle not doing too great. They did suffer a death as well. So yeah, Nurgle took quite a beating actually. Amazons only took 1 KO. So it's going very well for the Amazons there. And that Blitzer also got a level up, I believe, because yeah, they've only got 2 skills there, so plenty of SPP for the Amazons. Fortunately for the Nurgle, only 1 SPP apart from the MVP, and the MVP is on a minus Adge rotter, so not doing so great. Then we move on to this game. The Orcs got another 2-0. Nice MVP there for the Black Orc. And we can see fairly peaceful game. Actually, no, sorry. Again, the Orcs were fine. The Chaos did not do so well, taking 7 KOs and 4 casualties. So it's not that surprising that they didn't manage to score too much. And again, only the MVP they got for the SPP. Whereas the Orcs got their 2 touchdowns and what looks like 3 casualty MVPs. MVPs? SPPs. Mistake there. Spoilers. Then, last game of the week, the High Elves took down is it Necromantic, I believe? I don't know what that injury is. I'm assuming it was Mustardina badly hurt or Mystics game or something, and they've now recovered. So yeah, High Elves took heavy casualties, but also Necromantic took quite a few KOs as well, so that probably balanced it out slightly. Quite a lot of SPP on either side, really. Yeah, a few casualty SPPs, and it looks like quite a lot of passes. Yeah, 5 passes completed by the Elves to farm a bit more SPP. And then week 3, Amazons continue their 2-0 streak. Actually, no, they won 3-0 in the first round, didn't they? So Amazons continuing to look strong. That line Williman got a blodge. 9 armor breaks, 13 armor breaks, relatively low. There were a very high number of casualties considering. 13 armor breaks and they took 7 casualties, including 2 deaths. Not looking so good for the Amazons. They did inflict quite a few casualties as well, and they still won though, so that's not doing too badly. Plenty of SPP because of all that Kaz. Yeah, what happened with Agony? Yeah, they did a pass. That's why they've got an odd number of SPP on apart from the MVP. Okay, and so that takes us to week 4, where there's been a draw. Testudines have lost, haven't won for the not lost. They haven't won for the first time ever in this. So unsurprisingly, Testudines doing well. Orcs, who also drew just then, Testudines doing well in 2nd place as well. Though there are still 2 more games to be played for everyone else, so any of these people on 1 win could still take it with like 3 wins. Well, I mean, still get 2nd place. Only the Orcs and the High Elves have the opportunity of beating the Amazons. And they need the Amazons to lose their last game to do so, I believe. yeah. Yeah, if the Amazons draw their last game, then they're always going to best tie, and the High Elves can't do anything. I can't remember how many playoff spots come from this players division. Is it only the top that gets through, or is it second place as well? Um, Let me know in the comments if you know, because I can't remember. And yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see if I can find it quickly in the. No, I don't know. Right. But yeah, so Amazon's looking doing well. Chaos not doing so well, and the Nurgle, who are much lower T value than everyone else, also not doing too great. Let's have a quick look at the teams. So Amazons, they did take quite a lot of casualties and 2 deaths in one of the previous games, and it looks like it was this Blitzer took one. Yeah, there's one of the deaths, and they've only played in the most recent match. Still got that killer though, and the plus strength guy's got guard and now diving tackle as well. Diving tackle's an interesting choice. I think is that a double for Amazon blitzes? I can't remember if they get agility on normals. Let me just quickly look that up. No, they don't. So that's a double at diving tackle, which is why they decided to take that instead of like tackle or something. But I imagine like the next skill after that might be mighty blow or tackle. Tackle's a good combination with diving tackle to be annoying. Got a couple of doubles on lineman and thrower to get some more guard, which is good. I imagine this blitzer's going to get guard as well when they get their level up. Otherwise, they've got plenty of block and wrestle. This lineman's got DP, which is looking good. Again, 12 players, 120k in the bank. They can go up to 13 if they want to, but I guess it'll depend on what their team value is of the opponent and whether they want to might give away or get certain inducements. But they're still looking pretty good. So the Chaos team, who haven't been doing too well, they've still got pretty good development. I don't think this Chaos Warrior had taken a minus RG before, but they still got that block magic blade claw, plenty of guard now as well. I think they got a couple more guard than they had before. That's a niggle, so that's probably getting fired. And that's just a mistake scheme. So they can go back to 12 players for the next game if they fight this guy and buy a new person. Is that Warrior new? Has he died recently? No, he has played 5 matches. Just hasn't managed to get any SPP. But yeah, the Claw Mighty Blade is still doing well. Plus strength dude's got Frenzy. I think that's a new skill since I last looked at them. Which makes sense. If you're going to have a Frenzy player, then it's nice to have someone who's blitzing on strength 5. Maybe he wants to take something like maybe tackle, maybe stand firm. Depends how much surfing he wants to do. Tackle, I would say, is great for dealing with gutter runners and skinks, because then you get an unassisted blitz on 3 dice, and Frenzy and tackle means you're pretty likely to take them down. And any other strength 2 dodge person as well. But yeah, looking like a nice team, though doesn't look like they'll be able to make it to playoffs. I don't. Then we've got the High Elves, which were the very high TV value team. Still got plenty of blodge. I think that Catchup was already movement busted when we started in play-ins. Getting close to leveling up, probably want to take block next, and this involves something interesting, like a stat or a double. Maybe you take piling on a double, but then it takes a long time before you get to like block and dodge and can actually keep this guy safe. Dedicated passing thrower. The other thrower's gone block. I'm not completely sure why he's taking the second thrower if he wasn't going to go leader. Because otherwise it's kind of just like a lineman who's got pass and isn't really that much more useful, because you've got this guy who's your dedicated thrower, so you're not going to be spending much time throwing with him. But otherwise good. Got a nice guard lineman, that's nice. Though it's a shame that the catches and the blitzers haven't rolled anything more interesting. They just got normal so far. But they're still looking good. They've got plenty of money in the bank. Then we move across to Rex Sleeveless, coached by Jojishi. I've actually played Jojishi quite a few times now in Imperium. which has been fun. So, multiplayer werewolf. This werewolf's getting close to leveling up as well. But like, they're both getting pretty close. Has the ghoul died? I have a feeling like there was a better ghoul. Yeah, I think the ghoul died recently. They've only played one match. Multiplayer guard tackle on both the whites, very good. Nice and consistent. Maybe wants to take piling on them on the next skill, but for the moment, having guard, multiplayer, and tackle is very consistent and nice. The ditch player, so it's a pretty good team. Obviously, you want a couple more levels on the werewolves to get them really going, and the flesh golem, and probably like one or two on the ghoul. But otherwise, like it's still looking pretty strong, and there's a lot you can do with that team. They have got quite a lot of players. I'm assuming there's going to be quite a bit of fouling going on with the ditch player, but having like 120k on the bench isn't always that great when you're playing someone who like if you don't go through that bench during the game, then that's just kind of 120k of float that you're not actually using. So it might be worth getting rid of one of those. Who knows? The Orcs, who are currently in second place, Diogo Benito, still looking great with plus strength, plus strength, plus strength, and I think this is agility is new. I don't think he had agility before when I last looked at it. That's looking really good. Got a couple more tackle, probably just because I imagine they picked them up because they're playing against some like probably picked up like one of these in one of the couple of previous games because they knew that the Amazons were coming up, but they didn't have any, and maybe because I wanted to do it against the High Elves too. But yeah, solid looking team. The Orcs are sort of getting close to their second level on a couple of them, which would be nice. Could do with a little bit more mighty blow probably. You want to do a little bit more mighty blow to start removing things a bit more. But otherwise, looking really nice. Got plenty of men in the bank. Yeah. And then last up, we have the Nurgle. Ooh, I think that block is new. I don't think he had block the last time I saw him. Mighty blow pesticle starting to get nice. Dodge short hands on the pesticle is good. And these Nurgle warriors are slowly creeping towards getting their level up to get block, which is really nice. Dodge going for the Hummersep school of Nurgle warriors of just being really annoying and taking dodge whenever you can. And Hummersep seems to be making them work. Quite often people just skip dodge because they want to get block and guard, and then maybe some mighty blow or something. And so, it does mean that you develop slower because you're much slower to that mighty blow, and the mighty blow is the main way that you can develop a Nurgle Chaos Warrior because Nurgle Chaos Warrior? Nurgle Warrior, because obviously you can't score really with them with movement 4 and agility 2. It's quite hard to score on them, and it's without having some killer players, it's quite hard. You don't often get into the position where you've removed enough people that you can easily just spend time trying to hand off to these guys. Still on 2 revulves. They might be saving up for that. They've got 110k in the bank, or they might be waiting for the third pesticle. I don't know. I think either's fine. You've got a few block now. I think probably I'd go for the third reroll though, because 2 pesticles is okay. Like you would like the third pesticle, but I think the third reroll is probably more important at this point. Anyway, so there we have it. Flash Influencer's got to play the High Elves still, and Nocturnal Carnage. So that's Chaos playing the Necromantic. So obviously the High Elves and the Necromantic and the Nurgle are all kind of looking for the win there to be able to get up there in the top 2 spots, which I believe are where the other people that get the playoffs. Again, I need to check that because I can't remember if it's only the top 1 or if it's top 2. I know it's 1 playoff ticket per player in this division, so only the top 1. So actually, Mr. Leibniz has almost wrapped it up here. If Orcs win and the Amazons draw, then it'll be a draw. So if the Amazons win, they've got it. They're going to the playoffs. If they draw, then the Orcs can win to tie it up, But if the Orcs don't win, then Amazons still go through. And if the Amazons lose, then the Orcs can go through and win, or yeah, that's it. Like basically the Orcs need a win to have any shot, and the Amazons are happy-ish with a draw. I don't know what the tiebreakers are like, so I don't know. I don't know for sure. Robin F still could, in theory, come first, actually. Uh, Depending on what the tiebreakers are, if they manage to win both their games and both Amazons and Orcs lose their games, then they could come first. But I think it's everyone else is out of the race, just because they're on. Amazons are already on 10 points, and the most that anyone else, like apart from Robin and higher, everyone else can only get to the most 9 points, so they can't make it up. So yeah, going to be an exciting look at for the Amazons, Orcs, and High Elves. So yeah, again, the High Elves are playing the Nurgle team, so they've got a huge TV advantage, so you'd think they should be able to turn that into a win, because Nurgle style players aren't that great, and there's not a huge amount else that Nurgle actually want to induce. Like you can induce some bribes and a wizard, but it's all a bit dicey, and I'd much prefer to have a really nice star player. But unfortunately, the Nurgle don't have access to a really nice star player. So then the last matchup. So Amazons are going to be playing Necromantic. That's going to be quite tricky actually, because there's quite a bit of tackle mighty blow, so they could potentially get knocked out. The Orcs have got the Nurgle, which I think they should be fine against because they've got actually the strength advantage with all their strength ups. So they'll be fine on that side. And they've got slightly better ball handling skills because they've got more movement and more agility 3. Actually, no, they haven't got more agility 3, I think. Maybe they do. But yeah, they've got like the short hands thrower and stuff like that, so got a slightly better ball moving potential. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Necromantic could, in theory, take down the Amazons and then leaving room for the Orcs to go in. But that's still next week. We've still got some games this week, so that like the High Elves could get in, and they've got to play against the Chaos in their last game. So I don't think the Chaos have much tackle, if any. No, they don't. So the High Elves will probably do fairly well in that game as well. So we're looking out for the High Elves. If they win this week, then they could be a threat for the top to the Amazons. But the Amazons would need to lose for that to happen. Anyway, I feel like I've repeated myself a little bit there. Thank you everyone for watching. Sorry it's been so long since I've done this. I'll try and do a bit more over the next few weeks, and what I might do is try and cast some of these last games, which really will make a big difference to the scoreboards and decide who goes through. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next week to do a better and more in-depth recap if I've got time.